Hello, and welcome to The Breakdown, a show specifically made for us number freaks out there. I'm Daniel Green, and today we're going to be looking at The Expanse, a series I personally consider one of the most successful and important to the modern sci-fi genre. And of course, I know what you're asking. Daniel, it's science fiction. You can't put your blade on a sword or knife. That's off theme. Don't worry, I got you covered. Okay, how am I going to fix this? Can I just... That works. Cyberpunk pistol! No, The Expanse isn't necessarily cyberpunk. For those who are here who are just curious about the series and haven't actually read it, don't worry. This video will not contain spoilers, but I will give you the brief pitch for The Expanse. In my opinion, it's kind of an epic sci-fi noir that has a very Ridley Scott sci-fi aesthetic, comparing it to things like Alien or Blade Runner. I highly recommend The Expanse as a whole to fans of things like Star Trek, as there are hardcore sci-fi ideas here and a good amount of space exploration. In addition to that, The Expanse does have some smaller plots throughout the series that do even feel like some of the best Star Trek episodes out there. That being said though, this is still a sci-fi epic, and you have narrative elements and themes that from the beginning to end are connective all the way through. There's also quite a bit of politicking. In terms of the overall style, the author duo of James S.A. Corey utilized a very strong narrative hand combined with powerful character writing to create one of the most immersive sci-fi series of the modern era. I really enjoy how hard sci-fi many elements of the world feel to springboard off of into that more epic expanse overall. Expanse. Good jokes, that's why you choose the goblin. Oh, drop the mic. You did hear me right though, this series is written by an author duo under one pen name. This is a collaboration between Daniel Abraham and Ty Franck. I just said Frank weird because I don't know how you say Franck. Franck? That's really cool if that's right. Where they got the name James S.A. Corey from is quite simple. The first and last name are taken from Abraham and Franck's middle names, respectively, and S.A. are the initials of Abraham's daughter. And that is just adorable and I love it. Before we get in the actual breakdown of The Expanse though, I want to let you know where I get some of my information, because I've seen the question asked especially for word counts, because they're hard to come by and often vary wildly online depending on how estimates are being made. And I didn't really want to use estimates. So after shopping around a few different websites and not quite being happy with either the estimates or varying word counts, I found one website that actually, with my cheat, was pretty accurate, and that cheat was to look at my book, which I know the exact word count from, and see the word count that this website put up. It was the most in the ballpark and certainly wasn't rounded, so yeah, this is how I get the word count number. And for this episode of The Breakdown, we're also going to be including nominations and awards given to the series, something that's not always relevant depending on the series, but certainly is for The Expanse. Without any further ado, let's get into the breakdown. Each of the covers you're about to see for The Expanse was done by Daniel DeQ. And I foolishly on a video before said I wasn't really a fan of the first Expanse cover, and I have completely done a 180 on that. I absolutely love it after giving it a little more thorough look, and don't know what past Daniel was saying. All of the Expanse covers range from pretty good to absolutely excellent, and I quite like some of the special editions out there. I just want to get that on the record, because looking back on past Daniel, what the hell was I thinking? This is brilliant. And this is Leviathan Wakes, the phenomenally titled first book in the Expanse series. Published by Orbit, which I'll just get this out of the way now, all of them are. Leviathan Wakes came out in 2011. It has 577 pages and is composed of 166,666 words. A bit satanic, are we? And on its release, Leviathan Wakes had some almost immediate success. It was nominated in 2012 for the Hugo Award for Best Novel. In 2011, the year it was actually released, it was nominated for the Goodreads Choice Award for Best Science Fiction, and in 2012 it was also nominated for the Lucas Award of Best Science Fiction Novel. And I'm not surprised by any of that. The Expanse never dips into the bad territory, and each entry I think ranges from good to excellent, and there are plenty of people out there who think every entry is excellent. And you love to see it, the next entry, Caliban's War, was released just 1 year later in 2012. Thank you authors for not making fans wait too long, we love to see it. And it was a bit chunkier than Leviathan Wakes, with 605 pages made up of 171,811 words. And I just want to make a note, I saw one review in particular from a website that I'm not going to call out, but it's definitely going to be one of the most common reviews people come across for this book, that said you didn't necessarily need to read the first book to fully appreciate this one. Just my opinion, completely disagree. You should read book 1 before book 2, and I don't know why you wouldn't. There was slightly less award success for Caliban's War, with it only being nominated for a Goodreads Choice Award, and also nominated nominated for a Lucas Award. Hugo didn't come knocking though. It was followed up once again just 1 year later in 2013, yes, by Abaddon's Gate. It was shorter though, at 547 pages, composed of 165,310 words. Abaddon's Gate was also nominated for the 2013 Goodreads Choice Awards for Best Science Fiction and the 2014 Lucas Award for Best Science Fiction. Actually, correction, that one it won. But this was followed up in 2014 by Cibola Burn, the bird one. Burn. This was in the longer range for The Expanse at 591 pages, composed of 171,604 words. And it kind of tickled me that on the Wikipedia page right now, when it's talking about the reception of this book overall, it just says that it received a starred review. Not how many, but it was starred in terms of the rating system. That's important to know. Goodreads Choice Awards did come a-knockin', as you probably called at this point, and it also received another Lucas Award nomination, but didn't win. Still impressive. This was followed up though by the shortest Expanse book up until this point, Nemesis Games, released in 2015 with 536 pages composed of 162,050 words. Nemesis Games' only nomination of the ones I was looking at this year was the Goodreads Choice Awards, which is kind of surprising because I really liked this one and thought it would have been nominated for more. Was it just too short for y'all? Because the next one was a bit larger and nominated for quite a bit. Babylon's Ashes, released in 2016, has 544 pages composed of 168,113 words. This was nominated for the 2017 Lucas Award for Best Sci-Fi Novel, the 2017 Goodreads Choice Award for Best Science Fiction, and for the first time the 2017 Dragon Award for Best Science Fiction Novel. Hugo, where are you at? Now you're just not a part of the crowd. I imagine as a response to this horrible snuff, not really. The next Expanse book was even larger, coming in at 169,596 words, coming together for 560 pages. Persepolis Rising was again released only 1 year later in 2017. Oh, fantastic. And was nominated again for a plethora of awards, including the 2018 Lucas Award for Best Sci-Fi Novel, the 2018 Goodreads Choice nomination for Sci-Fi Novel, and again the Dragon Award in 2018 for Best Sci-Fi Novel. Hugo! But it wasn't until 2019 that we received the next Expanse book, Tiamat's Wrath. And it's totally okay to take a bit longer here. It was a great streak of year after year release. It's fine to have one miss. Just don't do it again. Still being published by Orbit, of course, released in 2019, Tiamat's Wrath had 544 pages, composed of 164,751 words. Yet again, it was nominated for the Dragon Award for Best Sci-Fi Novel, the Goodreads Choice nomination for Best Science Fiction, and now the Google Play User's Choice Award nomination for User's Choice Book. I don't know exactly what that means, but you know, figured I'd include it. And this absolutely awesome sci-fi series finally ended in 2021 with Leviathan Falls, released by Orbit, proudly concluding The Expanse. Leviathan Falls had 518 pages composed of 163,430 words. And that was once again a 2-year jump. But I'll forgive it, because Leviathan Falls was an absolutely sensational conclusion to The Expanse. I know I actually haven't gotten a review out for it, and it's so far off now that that video would probably just completely die if I did it, but I would like to take a brief moment to just say, yeah, I loved Leviathan Falls, and I had doubts with how big The Expanse is that everything could be wrapped up so neatly. But I think the author duo of James S.A. Corey did it, and that's a hell of an accomplishment. But The Expanse as a whole has this many pages and this many words. It was released between these years, and of note, there are more stories in this universe, with novellas and short stories. I suggest the fans make sure they haven't missed any, because I actually haven't gotten into a lot of them and I really want to. And I beg of thee, if you have any suggestions of information I can include within breakdowns that isn't necessarily spoiler-filled, leave it in the comments down below. It's a new series and I want to keep it evolving. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Hit the Patreon if you want to support what I do here. And massive shout out to the channel Dead Meat and their numbers segment, which largely inspired the breakdown. And if you like horror, you should be subscribed to Dead Meat. There's no ifs, ands, or buts there. Have a good one, y'all. Bye!